Hello and welcome. This is an in-depth look at the economy in this current time and in our future from notes and conversations that I've had in channeling with and from Gaia, our beautiful goddess who oversees and holds us as humanity on the planet. So let me begin. So Gaia, firstly, she says, we will be free very soon of poverty, homelessness, starvation, as well as sickness and disease in our world. That it is our God-given right to be given provision as sentient beings on the planet, air and food and water of good quality, warmth and clothing and energy, that this is our sentient right as beings here on the planet. And that this aspect of our physical well-being will soon be reinstated. So let us speak first about the economy. The wealth of our world will be redistributed. Wealth and its various representation through coins and other fiat or paper currency and digital currency and metals such as gold, silver, platinum, copper and iridium. The stock market will soon crash. The housing market will take a significant drop. Fiat currency will lose its value. And Gaia speaks of these likely occurring in 3 waves or time periods. So she spoke to me about that probably a couple of years ago, maybe in, can't remember, 2018 or something like that. I was showing that. So I've got some weaving to do, and I may not get it perfectly in timing sync. So it may be that I'm moving back and forth through this sort of future little bit of time here. Money will soon be seen for its true value, and that is as a means to exchange energy. This infiltration of the wealthy bankers and investors to create lack, shortage, poverty and limitation through the work of creating a slave money loop operation will be soon closely seen for what it is, and the glamour of money will diminish. Currently, many are kept in fear and a lower vibrational reality that comes through being continuously in lack and shortage and poverty. So that is about to change in our world, and doesn't that bring a good feeling of how that will affect our vibration? So always Gaia has shown me that when we shift out of this lack, that the values change. We move out of greed, we also move out of being more competitive about resource, and we are at much more balance in our world. So she says that this will bring us to systems and ways of operating that shift our common values, that money will take on less of a priority, that concern about and for the well-being of others will become a priority for all of us as we rise up in our levels of consciousness. Hoarding and saving will become unnecessary as we become adept at creating and at creating all that we need in the moment, and as master manifestors living in the now moment. So I did listen to Emily Tang a week or so ago, and what was interesting to me was that she spoke of there being 3 significant time periods in this year related to finance and the economy. So she spoke of the 20th of March as being this significant time where the SWIFT system will be upgraded, and that everything all the assets will be stacked on a clean and integrous blockchain, and that will likely make availability of some funds to all people. So that would be a match with my understanding that we were going to have our first economic reset in the middle of March. That come June, July, there are further upgrades, and so there'll be kind of a bigger switching up, and the Bank of England finances get swapped over to the blockchain. So then there'll be more funds available, and then in October, November, she's talking about the Federal Reserve, which we know probably doesn't have any money in it at the moment, but that they come into using Stellar. And she spoke about there being this major revaluation this year in 2023, and certainly all of that links into the bits and pieces that Gaia has given to me about these things in this bigger picture of the economy. So as we move to a world where everyone has what they need and even desire, everything will change. But our general way of being will become more simple, because everything that we've been kind of trained and impatted to believe, and in the ways that we behave, the things that we desire, that they'll kind of move out, they'll morph and shift over a bit as we recognize that we are each connected, that we are all brothers and sisters across the world and all continents, and that it will no longer be acceptable to have others not having enough. We become more concerned about balance, well-being, and spiritual growth. Spiritual growth becomes a big priority for humanity. We see the raising of consciousness as a key focus and priority. We wish to both witness and exude love and joy, and to work in collaboration and in peace, to have our world in peace and balance. A sense of appreciation of nature and one another. And this is what we'll come into, appreciating that in terms of both similarities and differences. We rise up to regain a universal galactic civilization, or to become that again, where peace and harmony and love and joy are highly valued. This is a blog I wrote where the title is, you can find this on my website to read. This was, I wrote it in May of 2021, and then I updated it at the beginning of 2022. Gaia speaks about finance. There will very soon be a flooding of currency that will have the effect of flatlining the financial markets. That's what she showed me back then. Gaia shows this imagery of the classic pennies from heaven, but they are gold coins raining down upon the earth. She says there will be a flooding of abundance of coinage and currency coming to the earth, and this will have the effect of flatlining the financial markets. That August, she said, at this time. So we'll just leave that hanging there as a possibility. There's a likely time for this, but a few things must unfold first. As always, she speaks of events being sequential in nature and related to the level of consciousness of humanity, because we'll only be given what we can manage, and what we can manage beautifully and consciously. So there needs to be a revealing of a corrupt banking system to the masses. That's unfolding. A lot of people are aware of that already. This will help prepare the population for looking for what is good and right regarding money. There also will be a focus of shifting of values from lack to abundance, from me to us, from service to self to service to others. This will enable greater valuing of intrinsic qualities, thereby connecting in well to our higher valuing of what makes us be, enjoy, to have fun, to engage in our passion and play. So this is our new world where that will be an important focus, that keeping our vibration high will be important. We will begin to measure and value everything based on frequency. So this will all become a focus for our work in our new way of being. The plan or overview for provisions for all to have their basic needs met. Quite a long time ago, Gaia told me that it was our right as beings upon the earth to have these needs supplied, to have them provided, so that our focus could be on raising our consciousness and coming into harmony and peace upon the earth for all aspects of sentient life. And we are strongly on the move towards this now. But I wrote this a couple of years ago, and now it is exudingly, the energy of this is exuding strongly in our physical world. A useful metaphor for this time is that energetically on our planet, you could say we are moving from being in a light shower of rain to being in a tropical downpour without an umbrella. And this is the effect of these crystalline Christed light codes coming in through the central sun and then through our sun and saturating our atmosphere and energy fields. So now that we're in 2023, we know that we have experienced massive amounts of that during last year in particular. There is no escaping these. In very simple terms, these codes come in to release the density, reconnect and reactivate DNA stranding, and to bring in our higher level gifts. This is creating alchemical reactions in our cells as they are transmuting from carbon to crystalline. So all of this comes into this whole thing to do with money. There will be this preempting, this deprogramming to usher in a smoother transition. We've been experiencing that. All of this is in reference to old limiting beliefs, values, and programs that our third dimensional world has created in our minds and in our familial, social, and cultural ways of being. We are witnessing the matrix collapse, and with that, our old mental constructs will be dissolved and renewed with an upgrade of consciousness that is in alignment with our personal and planetary ascension. This aligns with something we spoke of several months ago about fear, greed, and lack leaving the planet. When we do not have to focus on money or wealth, or a need to create what is required for survival of self and of family, then we can rise to more altruistic ideals. We can move into greater sharing of resource, of taking better care of one another, a shift where competition for survival disappears as we move to more community-based thinking and operating. And on currencies, she said this will segue in with the above. There will still be local currencies, but they will be transitioned out. The value of all currencies will soon have greater equivalency and will eventually be transitioned into a declared international currency. She said then a financial steering committee is already set up but out of sight right now, includes financial experts with altruistic vision. So we've been seeing more of that sort of peek out in our alternative media, our social media. All the alternative financial initiatives that are rolling out now will come together under one umbrella. These are creating opportunities for general opening of thinking, of possibilities and shifting patterns of limited thinking. The old programs requiring an exchange of work for funds to meet needs for survival. We're moving out of that. We are moving from an age of surviving to thriving. And on crypto, what Gaia said about crypto is that it will go up and down in waves, and that in the end, the market of crypto will level out. She wasn't speaking here of gains and losses, just that some will prove to be better set up with more solid foundations and more altruistic principles, and therefore they are in greater alignment. And so it was, I know that there was some talk of what those were according to I think they were speaking more of I didn't write it down. That it will eventually, so it will flush into stellar. That's what they were speaking of. So, so what Emily Tang was saying is that all that is held in crypto and all of the currencies will ultimately be flushed into this new stellar blockchain. And so it's not that you will lose your crypto, but everything will move into that. So the bits that will sort of disappear will be the crypto that's been used for nefarious means. Okay, I think that might be that. Yeah, so that's a bit of a more in-depth look at the economy, the kind of little bit of the history of it and what is to come. And what is very important to know is that we're having big shifts in this area, and that everybody, fills my heart to know that everybody is going to be taken care of, and we aren't going to have people starving in our world. All right, thank you.